Hello once again. I'm Rashad. This is my compadre, Antonio. We are the Westerbros. And this is episode number 8 of the Game of Thrones spinoff,
hmm
House of the Dragon. What's the
hmm
name of this episode?
I can't even remember right now. It was just such a
The Lord of the Tides.
yes, Lord of the Tides. That's what
Lord
it
of the
is.
Tides,
Lord of the
man.
Tide.
Lord of the Tides. Great episode. All spoilers, of course. Got to talk about it. Talk about the thing. Follow your boy at Tony Franchise on the stuff. Follow us. Hang with the Joneses at Hanging with underscore the Joneses on IG. All right. This episode right here, boy, this is one of the few series I can appreciate a lot of things from every episode. So let's just get
hmm
right into this. Please start.
Before we even get started, we know what happened. Whoop 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 whoop. The final King Viserys health watch. The final King Viserys health watch. Bro, rest in peace. He does pass away. He's
R.I.P. to
fighting.
the R.I.P. to the Kang.
R.I.P. to the Kang,
Why am I
man.
so weak?
He he finally rests in peace at the end of the episode. I know, that happened in the episode, but I just want to get this out the way. Yo.
I just want to say, right? Like, okay, since we there,
Uh-huh.
okay, so at the beginning, right, when he's talking, like, man, your man came out and looked like the Phantom of the Opera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the mask on. First, he had the gauze on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he's talking to
So
Rhaenyra and them.
so not even that. When you saw the previews and you saw that looks like he had a mask on, you're like, all right, okay. Some bad stuff going on with him. Bro, I had no idea it was the way it was. They really need to fully explain to me what disease this man had or whatever. It deteriorated that man to absolutely nothing.
Your
You know,
boy
he
was
he was
wasting
basic.
away,
He
literally.
basically, from all intents and purposes, was in hospice care. He was in hospice care.
Was
God knows, I've had family members who had to go into hospice, and rest in peace to them and anybody else. But God, when Rhaenyra gets the dragon, when she gets to the King's Land and she goes to see him, and she's peeking through the curtain, and she's like, "Father," and he's, and I was looking like, "Yo, you want to? Why are you laughing? You want to know who my man looked like?"
like
I'm gonna tell you what he looked like. He looked like my man when he drank from the wrong cup in Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, and he dad go drink from the wrong cup, and he just aged like 500
Tony,
years.
Tony,
Is that horrible?
Tony.
Too
You know,
far?
he look like. Nah, it ain't too far. He look like he look like Two Face from like Harvey
from
Dent out his
he
joint
did from Dark Knight, bro.
from the Dark Knight.
He did. My man, yo,
like, look at my purse.
yo, my man, what happened to
Dog,
his
yo.
eye, his cheek, and then when he flashed them, you saw they couldn't even look at him. They was like,
Oh, damn.
yo, God dang, but
Yo, Tony. His eye was hollowed.
yes,
That's the part that like creeped me out the most. It's not like he's missing an eye.
yeah, it
It
was
wasn't
hollow.
nothing there.
Yeah, yeah, it was nothing there. There was no type of tissue or you know
Nah,
what I'm
you could probably
saying?
like blow over it. It's like, woo.
Yeah. Like, yo, I felt so bad for this dude. And then like he was just in so much pain. He barely making it. And she's like, I want to show you something and she introduce you to someone. And I was like, what is she talking about? And I said, why y'all keep bringing babies around this damn man, yo? Why y'all keep bringing little babies that don't have strong immune
He's
systems?
like,
I know. That kid, you see how the kid freaked out?
it's like crying, yo.
That kid was like, yo, it started crying. And the other kid was on the other side of the room and was like, oh, my brother. And he started
He
crying
said, I feel
too.
the vibes, yo. I'm gonna
Yo,
cry
I
with
feel
you.
it. And then he was like, I'm sorry. And I felt like, oh man, but King
Oh my
Viserys, man.
god, yo.
King Viserys, he's a real one. Health Watch, he passed away at the end. you know he they're trying to keep him drugged up on milk of the poppy
Yo,
and
he on that milk
everything.
of the yo, he's on that
Yeah,
Westerosi heron
yeah,
hard
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, and it was sad to see him take his last couple of breaths. And then, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of King Viserys. We're going to still talk about him and stuff that
Yeah,
happened,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
just wanted to
yeah, yeah.
give
Thank you, man.
the
All right,
King
yeah, RIP to
Viserys
a real one,
health
yo.
watch.
You know what I'm
Rest
saying?
in peace to King
All,
Viserys.
all thing you want to do is keep the peace, and they
Yeah, that's
couldn't, they
all he
couldn't,
wanted to
and they
do.
couldn't behave, man.
Oh, yeah,
That's all he
that was some
wanted to
real
do.
family stuff, though,
It
right there. That
was.
was some real family stuff.
All right, yo, so
So let's get to it.
yeah.
So go ahead, Rashad. Go ahead.
All right, so your people, everybody's basically trying to vie for the drift mark. You know what I'm saying? And you got your boy Uncle Vayman. Uncle
Uncle
Vayman is
Famous.
back. Uncle Vayman is what? Still the angry black man. And he's telling Rhaenys like, look, yo, I don't care nothing about you. I don't care nothing about that little plain faced child over there. I'm the king of drift mark. You know what I'm saying?
I got Valerian blood. But when
Who got the, yeah, yeah, yeah.
you saw her grandchild try to stuff up, he was like, my grandmother looks comfortable up there. Yeah, she's just holding that in place right now until we find out what happened with Corlys. And the people don't remember Corlys apparently was back in the Stepstones at war with the Triarchy again.
The Triarchy, man, like
they're annoying,
yo. They like Diddy. They can't stop, won't stop. We gonna keep this up. You know what I'm saying?
Over like just some rocks, you know what I'm saying? Like
and
not even like no real full land like that.
For the past like 15 years.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Yeah, past 15 years or so, just raising
off
hell
and on, yeah.
Off and on for the past 15, 16 years. So, of Corlys, he got cut, he jumped overboard or whatever. He survived, the cut to his, neck area, but it's infected.
And he got a fever.
Right, he got fever.
He might have died over fever.
And they like, yo, listen, like what, that's down that time, man. People died of stuff like that. So, they're trying to decide what happens. But Vayman was like, no, I am going to be the Lord of the Tide. It's going to be me. And so what we do, we fast. So then we hop on over. By the way, it's been what, 6-7 years has passed.
6 years.
6 years has passed by this. All those kids I saw in the post show little thing, all those kids are between 16 to 21 years old now. So yeah. Aegon's the oldest at 21 years old, and Lucerys is the youngest at 16.
16, yeah.
At that little crew or whatever.
Luke and Jace. You know what I'm saying?
Luke and Jace.
Super black names. Go ahead.
Right. So, you fast forward over the Dragonstone, and you see Daemon, harvesting an egg that came from Syrax,
3 eggs.
3 eggs, part of it from Syrax.
Yeah. And then little quick spoiler, which are probably the 3 eggs that Daenerys got.
I believe that's what they are too, or whatever. So what do you see? He gives them to the the Valerian dragon trainers, and they say, hey, the Maester came with a note from basically your daughter from Driftmark. You want to see this? And she's basically telling her dad, like, hey, they try, yo, Uncle Vayman tripping, and they trying to start some stuff. So you go inside and you see Jason there trying to learn High Valerian and everything, doing a horrible job at it, by the way, but he's trying his best. And then Daemon tells, Rhaenyra, like, hey, this is what's going on here. And she sees it and she reads it. And she's like, if he does this, then that, and, about the legitimacy of the kids, that also, tarnishes her
legitimacy as well. Yeah.
So they was like, hey, let's just go to the
time to make a ride.
Time to make a ride to the Red Keep, just to make sure, things on the up and up. When they get there, what do they see? They're like, no one greets them. Nah. Like the one dude runs out the last minute, like, yo, I'm sorry, just found out. And then
Lord Coswell?
Yeah, Coswell.
That's the same dude that bumped into her when she was walking to see Allison after she got pregnant. Well, after she had the baby.
Yeah, right. He was the one that was like, anything I can ever do for you, or whatever like that. So then, they get inside, they're looking like, where the hell are we at here? Because all of a sudden now, Allison is like a religious zealot almost, or whatever. She's found the 7. And there's a bunch of, the 7-point stars. Y'all know that's everywhere. And they're like, where the
Targaryen
her dress too? Yeah, it's on her dress, all that stuff like that. So that's when they go see her dad, and they see that he's like, yeah, hanging on to a thread of life. And then she's like, Damon's here. And you saw he kind of perked up to know that his brother, Damon, and then too, you saw humanity in Damon as well. Because
Yeah,
Damon,
yeah,
he saw how his
yeah,
brother looked, and you
yeah.
saw that affected him. You
He's like,
saw he was just
oh, damn,
like, God,
bro.
yeah, like, yeah, like our last episode, I said the gods ain't been real kind to you, man. That's kind of, I feel kind of bad. I said that there,
Like it
you
was true, man, but I take it back, bro.
yeah, I take it back, bro. I apologize. So, you know, so then, Rhaenyra telling, her father, like, hey, you need to go ahead and just kind of like, hey, make this known or whatever.
I need you to do the thing, yo. You
I
know what I'm
need you to do the
saying?
thing, but he's just like out, he's high out of his
He
mind,
said,
right?
Allison and Otto handle the affairs now.
Yeah, Allison, and they're like, oh my God, Allison and Otto.
Neil was like, no, Dad, I need
Right,
you to do this for
right.
me. So I can still be so it can still be me. And hold up. And yeah, and then like and the thing that the key to this episode is what she says next, basically said, look, do you still, even though she says it later on, I think, I don't remember. She was like, do you still believe Aegon's dream?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he didn't really answer. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, yo, because like you told me this years ago, and I need you, like, do you still believe the prophecy?
Right.
So, and that was kind of like his own personal impetus to not drink the liquid heroin and to actually set up the dinner for the film. No, after they had to cancel. That's like the crazy part too. So
right. So also what happens is you fast forward to Luke and Jacaerys, they're walking around the castle like, oh my God, things are so different or whatever. And then they hear that there's like, training going on, fighting, and they're like, oh man, they go over there and look, and they like, yo, this guy is really hanging with Sir Christian Cole. Oh, it's our uncle. It's our Uncle Aemon. This
right here,
yo. And here's the best part about it. Aemon is like really giving it to Christian Cole, and he's like literally like 19 years old at this point or whatever. He's giving Christian Cole the business, and then after they finish, and then you don't even see him make eye contact. Nephews, do you guys come here to get train? I was like, yo, you saw how shook they were? Like, yo, this dude is really trying to get his
oh my God, yo, this dude's gonna try to kill us right here.
Right now. Yeah.
Because they was fighting, like, dude had the mace and he had the sword, and they were not like sparring. It was like a legit match.
Yeah, remember he broke the dagger, and then he was like, oh, you be able to get in the tournaments. And I don't care about no tournaments. He's like, I'm trying to kill them. He's like, I'm trying to kill
essentially them. Yo, and while we on Aemon, whoever casted him, they did a spectacular job, because this dude looks just like Daemon. I mean, he looks just like Daemon.
Yes,
it is spectacular. I mean, okay, seeing how they had, I'm not sure when they shot this episode, but just the nuances and subtleties of Daemon that he was able to pick up on and actually act and move like him in such a short amount of time, bro. Like, when I mean, he, especially like at the dinner when he has to stand down and he walks away. Yo, I said, yo, that's just like Daemon did. When he was
somebody had said, like, are we sure Daemon ain't sliding Allison bed?
For real.
Yeah, Daemon and Aemon. And for people who know about what's going on, it's about to get real with those two or what that.
Of course, like that dude, man. He looked, act, and behave just like Daemon. Yo. It's crazy.
So then you see back to Viserys where they're tending to him, and it's the next day, and he's like, Otto, I want supper. And Otto's like, it's the morning. It's morning. And he's like, I know it's morning, idiot. I want it this evening with my face. He was just letting them know, like, yo, like, my mind ain't that gone yet, dude. Like you idiot. I want it, my family. Oh yeah, no problem. And then he tried to give him that milk from Poppy. He was like,
no, not today, yo. I need to have a clear mind, sir.
Right. He gave him the cordless Valerian for episode 1.
He did. He
Not
learned a little
today.
something from Corliss.
So we get to the meat of the, so not the meat, but we get to kind of what starts the meat of the episode. The trial or hearing to see who's going to be the Lord of Driftmark. And Uncle Vayman gets up there and he's just like going, he's doing everything except saying, these bastards ain't my kid in the beginning. He's just being calm about it, like, it's me, my kids, and blah, 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 blah. And like, you see Rhaenyra is just trying her best, like, not to snap. And then, like, you see, they said all this stuff, and you see the little green faction, all of them over there, just like, just sitting there, like, laughing about it. And then there's like, Princess Rhaenyra, you may now speak. And she steps up and was like, well, I thought we resolved this 20 years. The next thing you know, my man Viserys comes in. They open up the door and he hobbles and canes his way. Like, y'all couldn't lift this man up. Y'all see he was sitting here.
Nah.
I guess they ain't want to touch him either.
Nah, yesterday your man was like, nah, I am making a grand gesture today.
Right. And then what he say? What he do? He came in and he was like, I will be sitting on the throne, Otto. But you saw how pissed off all the Greens were. Like, God dang. But that was like
who?
Dang.
Like, why he not in the room, yo? You know what I'm saying? Like,
who ain't giving this milk of the poppy?
Yes, man. He should be dead to rights right now. He walking down into the daggone throne.
Yeah. And so then, little known fact, I just read this probably about an hour ago, when he was trying to climb up to the Iron Throne and his crown fell off, and Daemon helped him up. The crown falling off was not supposed to happen. That was unscripted. Daemon picking it up and placing it on his head, that was all improvised.
Hey, that's awesome, yo.
That was all improvised. But you saw, like, he ain't want nobody helping him at first. I'm all right. And then with Daemon, he was like, I said, and he saw it was his brother. He just got happy. And was like, man, look, and then he was like, he said, come on, man, let's go. Come on, man. He said, come on, let's go. You can do it, man. And so they got up there.
You've been walking for 5 minutes now.
Like, yeah. and he was happy with that. And then he was just like, and when he slumped in that chair, like, thank you, Jesus.
Like, do you know how many times he got cut up, something in that chair like that?
Yeah, he probably got. He probably got slit all up some more. He got some more lesions and shit on his body.
Yo, you know he got cut up, man.
So what he do? He's sitting there like, yo, what is going on here? I thought we resolved this issue a while ago. Like, what's going on? It was like, basically, Lord Corley's and this and that. And so he was like, well, the only person in here who I feel has a right to say anything about what Lord Corley's wanted would be the Princess Rhaenys, his wife. So right before this meeting happened, Rhaenys and Rhaenyra had a little meeting, and Rhaenys is still kind of hold some content to Rhaenyra, thinking that she had something to do with Laenor's, death and everything. And so, she's like, well, yes, I know what my husband want. My husband wanted Prince Lucerys to be, and you saw Vayman's face was just like, he was so hot.
No, the funny face was freaking Otto. Otto was like,
yeah. And then Allison, you saw her just drop her head down and shake her head like gosh,
this old bastard right here.
Right. So she says that and makes it like, no, that's what it is. And then, lets everybody know, yes, Princess Rhaenyra came to me and we made a pact where my grandchildren will marry her children, her children. And it's so, and you know what? That solves a whole lot of issues that everyone has. Seriously, because you think about it, Lucerys, the youngest boy, his last name is Valerion, even though he's not really a Valerion. But his sister, Bella, I think the one that Rhaella, the one he's going to marry, she's half Valerion, half Targaryen. They have a kid. Boom. Pretty sure the kid might have some, but them strong genes are kind of strong. So, but it depends.
Mess around and have some red hair,
or whatever like that. And the same thing with, with Jacaerys and Bella. So there you go. So that's when Viserys is like, well, it's settled, and he was like, the next, he says the heir to the Driftwood throne is Lucerys Valerion. And he, from this day forward, and he has, he will be the Lord of Driftmark and whatever. And then that's when we listen. That's when it happened. Vayman basically says, just because you are letting some basically bad stuff happen with your family, you ain't doing nothing with this family here. And like, it's crazy. It's funny because Viserys was that old man who be telling, like, look here, boy. I may be old, but you don't want that old man straight. He told him, he was like, hey, you need to watch yourself or whatnot. And then Vayman just kept going.
He
And then
unleashes.
he unleashed, and he's like, and then he's just like, when he did that quick turn, that thing, he called the boy a thing. He said that thing is not
like,
a Valerian.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, right. When he said that, once again, you see the greens over there just snickering. That thing is not. And then Lucas is like, I'm just here, bro.
Why y'all so mad at me?
Mad at me. And then, like, he's like, I won't do this for nothing. He says, my family and then you see Damon. Damon's like, I dare you. Go ahead. He said,
Damon said, say it.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it. Because David is like Black Air Force energy. He's like, I just want a reason. He's like, say it. Say it. He says, because number one, you acted up at my wife's funeral 6 years ago, and then you doing that. Yeah. He's like, I dare you. He said, say it. I dare you. I dare you. And then, as Dave Chappelle once said, when keeping it real goes wrong. Vayman was like, he said, when keeping it real goes wrong. Vayman looked at him, smiled, and he ain't just called them a bastard. He didn't call them bastards. He yelled that jank to the high heavens.
Totally.
And I was like,
when he said, those kids are bastards.
Those kids are bastards.
Yo, I hollered.
Yo, me too.
I was like, yo, this man did not just do this right here.
Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying?
And not only that, for good measure,
he said, hey, they mamas are home. And they mamas are home.
And Dave was like, man, all right, that's enough of this.
Even before that happened, you saw Viserys. He like,
oh yeah, he's like,
he got enough strength to pull that dagger out and stand up and was like, the hell you say?
He said I'm gonna get you, boy.
I'm gonna cut you, boy. I'm gonna cut you real good. I'm gonna poke you, boy. I'm gonna cut you, boy. I'm gonna cut you. And then I'm gonna have your tongue, boy. And then the next thing you know, he sat there and looked at him like, what you go? Sweet. Cut his head off. Left his tongue still attached. Such a clean cut. And then David just like,
he can keep his tongue.
He can keep his tongue. And then he go Otto Hightower. Disarm him right now. Shut the hell up.
He said, hey. Bite the blood off. Put it back.
Disarm him right now. My man, listen. That was a perfect example of when keeping it real goes wrong. Dude, Vayman, I understand you pissed. You was pissed you didn't get your throne. I understand about the whole situation. That's when you just take your L, keep it moving.
Yes, man.
Either you stay with the family or you say, F this, I'm gonna be with the green faction or whatever.
You gotta live to die another day.
Yeah.
Like
oh, bastards!
I was like, yo, why is he so loud with it, yo?
Hey, he went out with a blaze of glory, yo.
The setup to that, yo. Okay, so I cut it up for social already. Like when you look at his face, he looks back and smirks. And then like rears up to it. I was like, yo, this dude.
He was doing a Goku power up. Those bastards!
Oh, he hit him with the Kamehameha of bastards.
And like you felt it. And like I said, when he yelled it out, man, I was done. I was dead.
I said, yo, this dude, man.
Right.
I mean, I wanted him to live, man, but he deserved that L, yo. He took that. You know what's even crazy about that though, right? So after that scene is over, and you see Rhaenys go and talk to the maces there. Shout out to the Black Grand Maester.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, he's looking and he's like, hey man, you don't need to be here, yo. And she basically tells him like, "Look, yo, I done met death several times,
Yeah.
and I don't care nothing about this." Also, the okay that Valerian still it's a clean swipe every time.
Yeah.
His head was clean cut.
Clean cut.
I was like, oh,
Clean.
this is disturbing. But
Yeah.
it was just a straight
Straight.
cut.
And then if you saw it too, if you go back and you watch when he gets his head like basically cut, you see his dreads even get clean cut like like on that thing.
Nah,
And
they did a amazing job with that prop design. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man.
Like even if it's some like digital or some practical, either way, like
Yeah.
they did a
It
good
was
job like representing like what would have really happened if somebody got cut with some steel like that. But yeah,
yeah. So
RP Vader,
now,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
RIP
Oh
Vader,
yeah, and Corliss is just still just sitting there trying to cool down from his fever too. So
yeah.
he's still alive. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get to what I
The
like to call
dinner.
the dinner, the climax. So we get to the dinner. Thank God they bring Viserys in on a little stand thing, whatever. And he's sitting there and he gives this impassionate speech. And I felt that
I did
because,
too.
and I'll tell you why, because, hey, man, I've seen it, when family members are upset with each other and it takes the person who's the head of the house or the head of the family to kind of like, hey
Yeah.
man, we need to squash this crap, man. We family. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And he's just like, yo, I'm sick of this bickering, all this or whatever. And everything. He's like, yo, I want y'all to basically,
Man, just get along,
just get
yo.
along, man. We family. If the House of the Dragon is going to succeed, we cannot be divided. And that should have been like the moral of his speech right there. And then when he said this is when I felt it. He says, if not for your king, do it for this old man right here.
I was like, oh.
I said, oh, my man. And I felt that, man. So then, Rhaenyra, once again, she's always being the bigger person when it comes between her and Trash Allison. She stands up and she's like, look here, we were friends once, it is what it is. He says, I know, but you have really taken care of my father. I appreciate this. And, saying this is to Queen, Rhaenyra. Cheers to her, for taking care of my, my father.
Yeah.
And then she basically
Queen Allison.
Queen Allison, pardon me. She basically stands up and she gives her toast to Rhaenyra, like, hey, blah, 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 I think you're gonna be a great queen. And you see that they kind of like think about their friendship and how it used to be.
Yeah, because she was like, yo, like, toast back, like you're like a great mom. Plus, we're all about kids, acknowledging acknowledging the nonsense that, the little beat it fight they had last episode. And saying like, look, yo, we really feel like we can get along if we just kind of squash this beef.
But then you got trash little Aegon. Trash Aegon, man. First of all, earlier in the episode, he violates one of the servant girls.
Yes. So okay. I just want to set that whole thing up in like a 30 seconds. So
yeah,
definitely has his way with one of the girls without her consent.
Mm-hmm.
She essentially lets the guard know, let the head maid know, and know.
Uh-huh.
The way that Allison basically shuts this thing down, you already know a couple things. One, she knows Aegon be doing this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she is aiding and abetting in his
debauchery.
Or debauchery. Yes. It's even better word. And then two, she learned from when they was kids about how to deal with these situations, especially when it comes to somebody potentially getting pregnant. Because as soon as it happened, Homegirl came through with a T.
With the Westerosi plan B T.
Yeah, got that plan B T popping off, gave it to her, was like, yo, best you keep quiet. Gave her some hush money.
Broke her off some change, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because it just
what's that? For your trouble.
For your troubles. You know what I'm saying? It all seemed like it just happened so much. So she goes with there, talks to Aegon. Aegon's like, man, why are you always messing with me when I'm naked in the bed, yo?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they talking back and forth. The servant girl comes back.
At this point, he's married to his sister.
Oh, of course he's married. Yeah. And servant girl comes back in and saying, where's the girl at? she tells him, you know what I'm saying, and then boom, almost basically that's over. But just real quick before I forget, your girl, Damon's old girl from the brothel who done
Yeah,
stepped up to
Malise or something.
maybe something like that. I forgot her
Yeah,
name. Got a little hotel popping off. The first servant girl is one of her little birds. So she can say, "Oh, my stuff popping off at the castle tonight, huh?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I want to know how that's gonna come back around in the future. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So let's get it. So Aegon is at the daggone dinner, and he's just goading Jacaerys about, I guess Jacaerys hasn't been with a woman. He's like, I guess you finally get to be with a woman, huh? And he said talking crazy and everything too, saying, and that's his cousins, they all, you get married and stuff. And so then he gets up like he's gonna get some wine, and he's whispered to her, I feel bad for you that you're not going to know what pleasure is, but if you want some,
Yo, you know what he hit her with? He hit her with the Mr. T from Rocky 3. Hey girl, hey girl, hey woman, hey woman. You know what a real man is. Come back to my apartment.
Hey woman, come on back to my apartment. That's what a real man is. The most disrespectful line in the history of movies, yo. Spirit. And you saw my man hopped up like, yeah, and everybody looked like,
bro,
and then Jacaerys did, saying he played it right. And he just said, I want to send a toast to my uncles. You know what I'm saying? We were friends once. I'm fond of the time we had growing up as kids and all that stuff. Just kind of like, I hope that we can be friends. I hope that we can be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And he left Aegon looking kind of stupid. And then he danced with his wife after his weirdo white sister stood up and was like, to the marriage isn't that bad. Like, God dang.
They ignore you. Sometimes when they're drunk, they don't. I was like, yo.
And you see, they're all just sitting there like, all right, have a seat, weirdo. And so by this time, Viserys is looking around and see everyone is talking, having a nice time, and he starts to have his attack or whatever, and he leaves. And then everything is going all right, but Lucerys is the one who kind of started it because he just looks over at Aemon just a little bit.
But I think like he was thinking like, yo, stuff is cool because remember he's the youngest.
Yeah.
So to me, like I read it like, yo, he's thinking like Aemon was like just trying to like make eye contact and he was like laughing, but nah.
Yeah.
Aemon ain't about that.
Aemon ain't about that. All of a sudden, he was just like, he stood up and slammed his fist down. A toast to my nephews, Jacaerys, and Joffrey. He was like, something like, you guys are willingful, blah, 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 and oh so strong boys. I was like, and the thing is, you just saw everybody at the table go, this nigga. I was like, oh my God. And even Alicent was like, yo, and then he was like, stay strong. He just said it, and then he was like, say it again. He says, what seems to be the problem? And yo, I'm gonna need for Rhaenyra boys to learn how to fight.
Yeah, they kind of looking real weak out here, yo.
Man, he went over there and stole on Aemon, but Aemon ate that like a champ, and then just booted him down to the ground again, and slung him down to the ground again. And then I think he was ready to get
Valerian. He learned how to fight.
Yeah, he tried to get busy, but then the menace of Westeros stepped up and was like, wait.
So yo, he didn't say nothing.
He didn't say that. He just went like that, and then looked at him, and they stared at each other, and it was like, listen,
that's that game recognized game.
Daemon is the menace of Westeros, but Aemon is nipping at his heels. He's coming for the title. And if you coming for the Kang, you better not miss. Yo, it's about to be popping with them.
I can't wait. Yo.
So end the episode out, Rhaenyra and Alicent are like, hey, it's cool. I'm gonna just take the kids back to Dragonstone. And then
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna hop on the dragon, come back.
Hop on the dragon, come on back, be my father. Cool. I guess they leave to do that, and then Alicent goes in there to give Viserys some milk of the poppy because he's like out of his mind. And he thinks that he's talking to Rhaenyra, and he's talking about the prophecy, and he's just rambling, and she don't know anything about prophecy. And all she's doing certain words, she's hearing Aegon, Prince that promised, and in her mind, she's like, he wants Aegon to be the king. And then that's when the episode ends with I'm saying rest in peace to
Our piece of the
King
king.
King Viserys.
Who the
Great
MVP?
episode,
Great
man. My
episode.
MVP. Woo! I'm gonna go different. My MVP of the episode was Viserys.
Yeah.
Viserys.
Well said. Yeah.
The Viserys,
Definitely.
And also shout out to the actor that played him, Patty Condensine. I can't pronounce his name right, or Condensine. But yeah,
like
but
that.
I want to say I would be surprised if he's not nominated for an Emmy
He
coming up,
should.
and he should be. So yes, MVP of the episode, of course, was in my opinion, King Viserys.
Yeah, man. Like he was definitely. If I had to pick one, like he would definitely be the MVP because it's just like you can't ask for any more from an actor and also from the character themselves.
Yeah.
All right, yo. Comment of the week. You know what I'm saying? And this is a really good one too. So this is one from your boy Lena at the funeral when he was in the ocean. And I got my girl on TikTok. Her name was Brittany's Baddie Riders. Baddie Riders. I don't know.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thanks, man. She said, "Thank you for this. This is the first time I've been able to laugh about it since my grandma passed. I was definitely that person at the funeral." And like stuff like that, like it just really warmed my heart that we were able to just, make our homegrown Brit just get a good chuckle, even though something that's so very serious, just give her a bit of levity. Yeah. And man, we appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. Condolences, man, about your people. Hope you're doing better.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like it's this episode right here, bro.
Yeah, it was great.
It was awesome, man.
Can't wait for next episode. Next episode, I believe, is the Green Council.
The penultimates.
Yep. So we about to see what really is about to pop off with that. This show just hasn't missed yet.
It really hasn't. Like, and I'm not trying to act like I'm just riding for the show because we like you just that's not the case.
No.
If that's the case, then you need to watch us do our Ando review because it's not about the property. If it's not good, it's not good.
Right.
But this show has definitely proven that they have people who love to write, care about the characters, and George R.R. Martin is actually behind the thing too, not playing games.
Yeah.
You got to blame him too for Game of Thrones. So that's it, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, yo. We will see you, of course, on the socials. Make sure you're on the thing. Wednesday, like I said, and Thursday, She-Hulk finale. Saturday, Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
That's their finale, right?
Yeah, their finale too. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we'll be back here next Monday with the penultimate.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. That's all we got. Till next time.